Hello and welcome back, everybody. Today we have an interesting one. I'm playing crime boss Rockay City. This strategy map looter shooter, developed by In-Game Studios and published by 505 Games. Boasting a star-studded cast and impressive visuals, the game currently sits at a 4.0 rating and is highly recommended by the Epic Store. It is not available on Steam, and the game retails for $39.99 at the time of this review. Upon first launch, you're greeted by a cutscene that shows you the game's diverse cast of celebrities: Michael Madsen, Michael Rooker, Danny Trejo, Chuck Norris, and Danny Glover, just to touch the surface of all the celebrities this game has likenesses of. Once the cutscene closes, you're introduced to your very first mission. You have to infiltrate and rob a jewelry store. The mission serves as the tutorial for the mission types you have and how the game progresses. It should be noted that I played during the free weekend on Mother's Day weekend and did not spend any money on the game. Do you like what we're doing? Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel out, and we very much appreciate your continued support. Now, before we get started, I'll give you some of my first impressions of the game. I was blown away at the amount of actors and actresses they got to play parts in this game. The visuals are reminiscent of Grand Theft Auto, with a bit of cel shading in it as well. Think about 90% GTA and 10% Borderlands in terms of style. The controls are super easy to get into. The lockpick minigame was very easy and straightforward, if not a little bit tedious. The stealth is a bit clunky, but it's manageable. So I guess the real test is, how entertained will I be after an hour? Well, here are the results. Gameplay: 3.5 out of 5 gems. The gameplay? It's pretty mundane, with a lot of the story being snippets of cinematics thrown here and there. The level notifications, they're very interruptive, and they're extremely jarring. But the missions are well placed and have plenty to do. You can even achieve optional objectives by limiting yourself for some decent rewards. The main objective in the early game is a territory battle between you and several rival gang leaders. Overall, gameplay felt pretty middle of the road. Not great, not bad. Soundtrack: 3 out of 5 gems. The soundtrack I would really expect to be a lot better considering the setting of Southern Florida. It isn't terrible by any means, but again, it's really just very middle of the road. The highlights actually come from the actors and not the music. There's no building of suspense or anything at all from the music. It's just background noise. I'm not sure if the developers just ran out of money or something, but it feels like very little care was put into the soundtrack of the game. Graphics: 3.5 out of 5 gems. The graphics are really not pushing any envelopes. They do look unique, and they have assets and body scans of the new characters. The motion capture, though, it's not synchronized well, and if you pay too much attention, it gets extremely jarring to watch. I have a well above recommended PC spec, and I had to lower my resolution just to get it stable. The game does not seem at all optimized for PC players. Besides those issues, the game, I'll admit, it's very pretty. It does appear very well put together, and you most certainly feel like you're in Southern Florida. So at least the game did that pretty well. Difficulty: 2 out of 5 gems. The game is very, and I mean very, easy to read, even for older and younger gamers. The patterns are there, they're super easy to see from a mile away, and the enemy pathing, it's weak at best. The hardest part about the game is the drill mini game, that you have to stop it at just the right time to get the best speed, otherwise you'll overheat the drill. If you're looking for a challenge, do not look anywhere near Crime Boss Rockay City. Immersion: 1 out of 5 gems. I tried to give this game a chance. I really tried to give this game a chance. I even went back after my first hour and I played another just to see if I could get any immersion into the game. But between the level ups, the multiple different little mini games, the bad scripting and mocap, and let's face it, Michael Madsen's performance. He does it way too over the top for what his character is looking like. It's just not possible to get lost in this game. I wanted to so very badly, but I just could not get it done. Overall, 2.5 gems. Crime Boss, Rockay City, it's not going to be a smash hit. It feels like the developers blew their entire budget on casting and then took a small loan to afford anything they could call a game together with what was left. If they had thought more about the overall feel of the game instead of how many well-known actors they could jam into it, it'd likely be a much better game. I really wanted this game to be amazing. The best parts of the game are viewable from the trailer though. My final thoughts: is this game worth $39.99? Not even close. The only reason I would ever pay full price for this game is knowing that I would get my money back in an hour after completely throwing this thing away. I would only recommend ever buying this game if it's on a severe discount. I'm talking 50% plus. I would even say this game is an example of what not to do with a good budget. Developers should work on function before form. If the game works, great, and the cast is just a half note after that. You don't have to do anything extra if you have a good, solid game. Casting is what you should have as an afterthought. That's what you already made the game pretty. You need to make it function before you make it pretty is what I'm trying to say. Anyway, sorry about the rant, but the exhilaration of the star shock that you get when you first play the game, it ends in about 20 minutes, and the star power is not enough to save this game. Well, everybody, I hope that you had more fun watching the video than I did making it. I can honestly say I did not have a good time with this one. But I have plenty more in store coming out on a regular schedule, so just stick around. There are extremely exciting things coming. So, if you have a suggestion for the next game I should play, please leave it in the comments below. If you have any complaints that you have, I want to hear those too. I plan to answer everything within the first 24 hours. I hope you all have a wonderful day, because remember, it's always a great day to have a great day. I'll see you later.